This survey about digital skills to teach in the 21st century was covered with 50 topics. But the most important and relevant aspect it was the participants. These participants, they are more than 60% they were European citizens, and let's say European teachers in universities. They were as well from Russia, about 8%, 92% from Latin America, and 40% from other countries. But as well, we had a very large, solid base of information, like university teachers and trainers and secondary level teachers, which is about 80% of them. And they have more than 20 years of experience, more than 52% they have that experience, and 33% about between 10 and 20 years of experience, which is quite expressive and can give a very solid information. We are divided in 5 levels: very low, low, interesting, high, and very high, interesting, the topic in under research. And this results that about 15 of the topics were very high, which means more than 80% in 4 and 5 degree, very high and high. 19 topics, they were between 60 and 80, which is high. And 13 topics, which were recommended topics. The other were mandatory and very recommended. And with very low interest, only 3 topics. From all of those 50 we have in our analysis. Very high topics like basics about communicate using your email, basics about security, basics about installing and correcting, screen capture, basics to record, how to browse and search in internet. All of these topics are mandatory. They are absolutely necessary that the teachers know how to use this in 21st century. But we have more. More topics are with a very high interest, which we have classified as plus. Automatic translations, downloading musics for backgrounds, Google Hangout, cloud environment in several aspects like Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropboxes, or other. It is important that we have this technology available today. But we have more, using the transfer of large files, making a website, making your blog, publishing your documents, Google Earth, and many other. They are mandatory. They are, I should say, as well, absolutely necessary. They are not difficult to use, and they are important that we know how to use them. Okay, the other between high and very high, knowing how to increase and shorten your URL, which is quite important. Basics about hardware, time zone converter. If we are making activities with other time zones, creating an ebook, a team viewer, which is some kind of screen sharing collaboration, and so on and so on. These are recommended. They are not so important as those ones that I have pointed out before, but they are as well important, like digital games for children and so on. And finally, we have 3 topics. Measuring your bandwidth. It is necessary, although it is not reported as an important one or recommended in the survey. It is absolutely important as well. Okay, about Mikogo we have several other alternatives, and creating DVDs, it was, let's say, a few years ago important. Today we have other cloud environments and things like this. And these are, let's see, the most important topics that we have find as the results of our survey. So we have covered all the other topics like this. And for all the items under research, we have used the same criteria and the same classification. All of them are based on that difference of selection that we have used before. After we finish this survey research and the conclusions, we have still more steps to finish completely this project. And the first step is, based on the obtained results, we are going to interview experts from the most relevant universities in Europe, States, Russia, and so on. The second step will be identify recommended tools to use the reported digital skills that are more relevant and absolutely mandatory. It's important to offer this for the scientific community of teachers all over. Another aspect is preparing video tutorials and text tutorials about each one of the topics that we have evaluated and identified. And finally, publishing obtained results in text and video with automatic translation in all language to be available for all scientific community. And that's all. Thank you very much for your attention.